To create your kokedama, you're going to want to put your moss in some separate little bins and add some water. You're going to want that sphagnum moss to really soak up the water while you're getting the rest of your kokedama prepped. So soak that up nice and good. You'll have your sphagnum and you'll also have some decorative moss to be using. Then you're going to want to prep your plant. Here I used an orchid, so I'm prepping the roots and wrapping the roots around a bark little ball, and that ball is going to be the center of your kokedama. If you're using other plants like bromeliads or ferns or even a ficus, you won't want a pine bark mix. That's for orchids, but you'll want more of that potting soil mix for them instead for that core. Then you just wrap the roots around, or if it's one of those other plants, you're going to actually put those roots into that core of the ball. Then you're going to want to adhere everything. You're going to want to kind of start wrapping some natural string around the roots just to make sure they stick to the ball. And then add that sphagnum moss that's been soaking for a while. You're going to want to kind of use the sphagnum moss and the string as if you're making a ball of yarn. Wrap all of it up, cover that core. You may notice that some of the core or the roots are still poking out a little bit, but that's okay, because then we're going to add that decorative moss. This moss is going to help keep some of the moisture in, which is going to be important because kokedamas float in the air. They're getting moisture evaporated from all sides as compared to a potted plant that only has airflow coming over the top of the plant. So moisture loss is a huge issue. This decorative plant helps to keep that moisture in the sphagnum moss, as well as looking, bright and green and cheerful. You're going to wrap around with that twine, that natural string again, and cover everything that you need. For the orchid, though, you may notice that there are a couple of little roots that are poking above the surface. This is good because seeing orchid roots on the outside helps us kind of monitor and act as an indicator for health on the inside in that core. Then add your string to hang it up, and that's pretty much all you need to create your kokedama moss ball. When you have that string in it, kind of give it a little bit of a bounce just to make sure that everything stays and is nicely adhered. Then you can hang it up. If you have a nice sunny window, that'll be a great spot for it. And every week or so, make sure that it feels as if it still has water, and if not, give it a nice bath, and your kokedama will be super happy.